Let us solve this equation. X squared plus 7x plus 10. So we have to look for two numbers that multiplies to give positive 10 and adds up to positive 7. So I have to find two numbers that multiplies to give positive 10 and adds up to positive 7. So these numbers are 5 and 2. 5 times 2 is positive 10. 5 plus 2 is positive 7. So the answer should be like this. X plus 5, x plus 2. Simply, I have to take these two numbers and add x to that. Maybe some of you guys will think, why we did not put negative 5 and negative 2? Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. But when we add these two numbers together, we will get negative 7, which is totally different than positive 7. That's why we did not choose these two numbers. What about this question? X squared minus 5x plus 6. So I have to find two numbers that multiplies to give positive 6 and adds up to negative 5. So if we choose 3 and 2, 3 times 2 is positive 6. But when we add up these two numbers, we will get positive 5, which is totally different than what we have here. So I have to change the sign. What if we choose negative 3 and negative 2? Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. And negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. So which is exactly what we have here. So the answer should be x negative or minus 3, x minus 2. What about this question? X squared minus x minus 6. So I have to find two numbers that multiplies to give negative 6 and adds up to negative 1. So let us start with the 3 and negative 2. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. But when we add up 3 plus negative 2 is positive 1, which is the opposite of negative 1. Let us change the signs. So let us change here negative 3 and positive 2. Negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6, which is same as this. If we add up these two numbers, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, which is exactly same as this number. So the answer should be something like this. X minus 3 and x plus 2. And that's it for this question. Try to solve this question, then check your answer. X squared plus 3x minus 10. So we need two numbers that multiply to give negative 10 and add up to positive 3. Let us start with negative 5 and 2. Negative 5 times negative or positive 2 is negative 10. When we add up these two numbers, negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. So this is completely different than what we have here. Now let us change the sign of these two numbers. So we will have positive 2 and negative 2. So 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, which is same as what we have here. And when we add up these two numbers, so we will have positive 3. So because we have positive 5 plus negative 2 is positive 3, same as what we have here. So the final answer will be x plus 5, x minus 2. What about this question? X squared minus 9. If you notice in this question, we have a difference between two squares. We have the first term is squared. The second term is basically what? Is basically 3 squared, right? So I can rewrite the question as x squared minus 3 squared. So this is the difference between two squares. According to the rule, we can write it as a squared minus b squared equal a minus b, a plus b. So in this case, the answer will be x minus 3 and x plus 3. And that's it. Let us solve this question together. X squared minus 4. This is a difference between two squares. Because x already squared, negative 4, we can write it as 2 squared. And the factorization according to the rule will be x negative 2 and x positive 2. And that's it. Let us take one more example. X squared minus 36. This is a difference between two squares. X is already squared. 36 is basically 6 squared, right? And according to the rule, the factorization will be x negative 6, x positive 6. And that's it. What about this question? 2x squared plus 8x. If you notice in this question, we have a leading coefficient of 2. So we cannot use the techniques that we used earlier. In order to solve this question, I have to factor the GCF, the greatest common factor. In this case, we have 2x as the greatest common factor. So the answer will be 2x. Now, whatever left here in this term, 2x squared divided by 2x is simply x, plus 8x divided by 2x is simply 4. So the answer is 2x times x plus 4. In case if you don't know how to find the greatest common factor, let me do it for you guys here. So 2x squared is basically 2 times x times x. 8x is 2 times 4 times x. From here we can say that 2 is the greatest common factor. X is the greatest common factor as well. So I will have to write 2x, and whatever left here I will put it between the parentheses. So I will have to write x plus 4, which is same as this. What about this question? 5x squared plus 15x plus 10. As we can see here, we have a leading coefficient of 5. So I have to factor out the GCF. So let us do it together. We have 5x squared, which equals 5 times x, 15x equals 5 times 3 times x, and 10 equals 5 times 2. So from here we can say 5 is the greatest common factor. So we can rewrite it as 5 multiplied by all the remaining numbers and variables here. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now if you notice here, we have a quadratic as well. So we can factor it. So we have to find two numbers that multiplies to give positive 2 and add up to positive 3. So I have to look into two numbers that multiply to give positive 2 and add up to positive 3. So let us start with 2 and 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer will be 5, which is this 5, times x plus 2, x plus 1. And this is the final answer. Now it's your turn. Try to solve this question. We have 4x squared minus 4x minus 24. We have a leading coefficient of 4. So we have to factor out the GCF. Let us do it together. So we have 4x squared, which equals 4 times x. We have negative 4x, which equals negative 4 times x. And we have negative 24, which is negative 4 times 6. So from here we can notice that 4 is the greatest common factor. So we can rewrite it as 4. Now we have to open the parentheses, and all the remaining variables I will have to put them between the parentheses. So we have x squared minus x minus 6. Now again we have this quadratic. We can factor it out. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to give negative 6 and add up to negative 1. So we have to find two numbers, multiply to negative 6 and add up to negative 1. So we will have to start with negative 3 and 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And when we add up these two numbers, we will get negative 1, right? So the final answer will be 4, which is this 4. Then the factorization of this quadratic, which is x minus 3 times x plus 2. And this is the final answer. Let us solve this question together. 6x squared plus 9x. As you notice here, we have a leading coefficient of 6. So we have to factor out the GCF. Let us do it together. 6x squared is 3 times 2 times x. 9x is 3 times x. So from here we can say that 3 is the greatest common factor. X is the greatest common factor as well. So we can write it as 3x, and we have to open the parentheses. All the remaining variables and numbers, we have to put them between the parentheses. So we'll start with 2x plus 3. Now what about this question? 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. If you notice here, we have a leading coefficient of 2. So we have to go to the next step, which is factoring out the greatest common factor. But the issue is we cannot find any GCF in this question. So what we should do? There is a method called AC method. What is this method? Now, as we said earlier, the standard form of the quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So in this case, a is 2 and c is the constant. So I have to multiply these two numbers together. 3 times 2 is 6. Now we need to find two numbers that multiply to positive 6 and add up to positive 7. So we have 6 and positive 7. So let us start with 6 and 1. 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is positive 7. So this is exactly what we need. The next step, we have to go back to our original question. So let us rewrite it again. So 2x plus, now we don't need to write 7x. No, we have to write this 6 and the 1. But we have to write them differently. We have to write 6x plus 1x plus 3. Okay, so again, 2x squared, which is this. Now instead of writing 7x, I will have to write 6x plus 1x plus 3, which is this. Next, I have to take each two terms together. This is the first group and this is the second group. Now I have to find the GCF for each group. The first group will have 2x as GCF, greatest common factor, and we'll be left with x plus 3, plus the second group we have 1 as the greatest common factor, and we have x plus 3. Now this is a very important step, guys. If you see two equal parentheses, it means that we are on the correct path. Otherwise, you have to go back and check your previous steps. Okay, so now from here I can take x plus 3 as the greatest common factor, right? Because it is available here in the first term and the second term, so I can take them as the greatest common factor, and all the remaining terms, which is 2x plus 1, I will put them in another parenthesis, which is 2x plus 1, and this is the final answer. Now it's your turn. Try to solve this question using the AC method. We have a 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. The first thing we have to do is to multiply a with c. A is 3, c is 8. So 3 times 8 equals 24. Next, I have to find two numbers that multiply to give 24 and add up to positive 10. So 24, positive 10. We have 6 and 4. 6 times 4 is 24, and 6 plus 4 is 10. Now let me rewrite the question. So 3x squared plus, I have to use these two numbers. So 6x plus 4x plus 8, which is this 8. Now I have to take each two terms together. This is the first group and this is the second group. Now I have to factor the GCF. So the GCF in the first group is a 3x, and we have x plus 2 remaining, plus in the second group we have 4 as a GCF, and we have here x plus 2 remaining. As you can see here, we have two equal parentheses. It means we are on the correct path. So now I can take these two parentheses as a common factor, as a GCF again. So we have x plus 2, and all the remaining terms, which are 3x plus 4, I will have to write them in another parenthesis, which is 3x plus 4. And that's it for this question.